What is going on, everybody? Sports expert here, and we are doing our week 4 NFL power rankings. And before we start the video, please hit the subscribe button if you're new, turn on post notifications, like the video. It helps our video in the algorithm, so I would really appreciate it if you guys just hit that like button and comment down below what you think about my power rankings and what would you change if you want to comment that. So let's get started with the power rankings right now. At 32, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They lost 31-19 to the Arizona Cardinals today. The Jaguars look awful. I mean, it's pitiful. The offense looks bad. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look good. I mean, it's his rookie year. Peyton Manning was terrible in his rookie year, so maybe Trevor Lawrence is like that. He got comparisons to Peyton Manning, so we'll see. Urban Meyer's not an NFL head coach right now, or ever. I don't know. But the Jaguars, they had a lead. They fell apart in the second half. Not surprising. I mean, this team just isn't ready for it. At 31, we have the New York Jets. The Jets look terrible again. Zach Wilson, pretty boy, looks terrible again. He threw another interception. The Jets, Robert Saleh is a good coach, but he's going to need some more talent around him. He's going to need some more developing. Jets aren't doing much this season. At 30, we have the New York Giants. They lost to the Atlanta Falcons 17-14. I mean, at home on Eli Manning's retirement day. I mean, that's ridiculous. You can't lose to the Falcons on that day. And the Giants are 0-3. I had them going 4-13 in my preseason predictions. I had the Jets winning 3 games, but yeah, not good. And who knows if Daniel Jones is the answer. At 29, we have the Detroit Lions. The Lions should have been won today and went 1-2, but they got very unlucky. I feel bad for Dan Campbell at this point. They bit the kneecaps, but you know. Justin Tucker, best kicker in the history, 85%, best in NFL history, 66-yard field goal, good off the crossbar. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, the Detroit Lions, they shouldn't have lost that game. They might be the best 0-3 team ever. They look good. At 28, we have the Houston Texans. Davis Mills didn't look that great. They lost 24-9 to the Carolina Panthers. They're 1-2, so Texans aren't going to win much with Davis Mills. And when Tyrod Taylor comes back, maybe they'll be competitive, but who knows? It's a hamstring injury, so that could affect them the rest of the season. At 27, we have the Indianapolis Colts. I'm just done with the Colts. I have to put them in the bottom 6. I have to at this point. 0-3. Carson Wentz looks terrible. I don't even know if he should have played today or not. Even if he doesn't play, they still lose probably. So the Colts look bad. They're one of the worst teams in football right now, and they have a lot of talent, and that's why it's disappointing. At 26, we have the Chicago Bears. The Bears look awful. Their offensive line might be the worst in the NFL. Jermaine Ifedi might be the worst offensive lineman in football. He was getting absolutely bullied by Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney today. Basically, the whole offensive line was. Justin Fields does not look like an NFL-ready quarterback. They're going to be missing Andy Dalton. People may not believe that, but they are. At 25, we have the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons beat the Giants today. I mean, I think most teams will beat the Giants at this point. All they do is shoot themselves in the foot. Joe Judge loves execution, but they don't execute. So the Falcons win this game. They may win more games coming up. Maybe this gives them momentum. At 24, we have the Washington football team, who looked absolutely pitiful against the Buffalo Bills today. Josh Allen absolutely carved them for 5 touchdowns total. Their defense looks like a joke this year, which is weird. And Taylor Heineke, him or Ryan Fitzpatrick isn't leading this team. At 23, we have the New England Patriots. Mac Jones had one of those rookie games. I still think he's a solid quarterback, but, you know, a rookie game. And the Patriots offense might have some concerns, though, because they play Tampa next. Tampa is losing right now, so they might be hungry for a win in New England, especially Tom Brady's return. At 22, we have the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins were winning 14-2, but the Raiders have scored 23 unanswered, and they've ran away with it, basically. Or it might actually be... No, it's 25 unanswered, but yeah, they're running away with it right now. Jacoby Brissett is not a very good quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa is on the IR, so they might suffer some losses here and there. Not good. At 21, we have the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are looking good versus the Seahawks today. Their defense still has some questions. That's why I kept them at 21. And, you know, Mike Zimmer, I don't know about this coaching staff. I don't know if they're going to win this year, that K can contend this year at this point with the coaching staff. I think they need a new coaching staff, and I think that could settle them. But, you know, the Vikings, not ideal. If they can get together, I think maybe they'll be a contender in the NFC, but we'll see. At 20, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who looked absolutely terrible today. They lost 24-10 to the Bengals at home. Ben Roethlisberger showed why he should be retiring. I mean, what happened? I mean, his body is like a 59-year-old QB, like El Presidor said. I mean, come on. Not good. The offensive line is bad. Najee Harris looked good, but that's basically it. They didn't have Watt, and it killed him. At 19, we have the Denver Broncos, and you see all those linemen, Hayward, etc. They didn't look good without Watt, so that's a concern. And against that trash offensive line, too. At 19, we have the Denver Broncos. They're crushing the Jets. I don't want to get ahead of myself with the Broncos because of how easy their schedule is, but they look good. Bridgewater looks like the clear starter over Locke. And yeah, the defense looks excellent even without Bradley Chubb. He might be out for the year, but we'll see. At 18, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. They play Monday night, but I'll put them at 18. I believe they're the second best team in the NFC East right now. They look good. I mean, they don't look great, but I think they're a team to watch out for and could be a sleeper. I think them or the Cowboys win the division. Last year it was Washington and New York. This year it would be Philly or Dallas. At 17, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. They have a chance to start 3-1 now because they do play the Jaguars on Thursday night. Joe Burrow, he's looked solid. There were a lot of concerns that with the struggles of the offensive line, he would have some mental problems because he didn't know how to come back from that torn ACL, but he's looked great. Him and Jamar Chase have looked like an excellent pairing, and they obviously paired up in college, so yeah. At 16, we have the Tennessee Titans. The Titans, good offense. They're getting it together on offense. Like I said, I'm not surprised by this at all. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, the offensive line is getting it together a bit more. And if the defense can somewhat, play well, the Titans could be a weird contender in the AFC and a teams will not want to play. At 15, we have the Seattle Seahawks. Defense is still a huge problem. Offense is still inconsistent at times. It's not even Russell Wilson's fault. Just the offensive line and the play calling is really just, it's just weird. I like Shane Waldron, but it's going to have, like I said, it's going to, like with all these teams, you're going to have to get used to the scheme. At 14, we have the Green Bay Packers. They play tonight, but, I don't know about the Packers. They beat the Lions up, but they were losing that game at halftime. I still don't know if Rodgers is fully committed this year. And the Packers, I think their defense is solid, but is Aaron Rodgers really going to be that committed this year for this team to make a run? I don't know. They need him to be, though. At 13, we have the New Orleans Saints. I moved them down, and now I'm moving them back up. What a win for them against the Patriots. Famous Jameis looked good, and he looked famous Jameis. Their defense looked great. Malcolm Jenkins, etc. Marshawn Lattimore coming back was a bonus. 2 interceptions on Mac Jones. Good stuff. At 12, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders, they look good. Again, they're going to go to 3-0. They played a weak Dolphins team, but the Dolphins still have a decent defense. They still have some talent on that team. So I guess it's a decent win, and it was on the road. A West Coast team going all the way to Miami. Or was it I can't remember if it was home or away. Whatever, the Raiders look good either way. So, I said 33-6, but, At 11, we have the San Francisco 49ers. It looked like it was going to be 33-6. Miami at one point, 14-2 it was. We have the San Francisco 49ers. They play the Packers tonight. I think they'll end up being the better team. I think they'll beat the Packers tonight, but we'll see. The 49ers, the problem with them is their quarterback situation. Who's going to start there? Who's going to start here? Trey Lance, Jimmy G. I still think it's Jimmy G. I don't think Trey Lance is ready yet. So give me the Niners at 11. And their defense looks good. Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead all back together on that defensive line. Javon Kinlaw. It just looks good. They don't have Solomon Thomas, though, which hurts because he was good depth. At 10, we have the Carolina Panthers. They came off a 24-9 win against the weak Houston Texans and Davis Mills. Not an impressive win, because of the team they played. But Christian McCaffrey's out. J.C. Horn's out. I don't know what this team's going to do. I still have them at 10, but they might be moving down in the coming weeks. But Sam Darnold looks really good. The defense looks great. It's a young defense, but they're developing and maturing, which is great. At 9, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. Tell me about it. What a win against the Kansas City Chiefs. Justin Herbert looks like a professional. Another offense that looks like they're getting it together a bit more in a new system. So the Chargers are not going to be a team nobody wants to play. Nobody. They could be a sneaky contender in the whole NFL this year. Watch out. At 8, we have the Dallas Cowboys. After beating the Chargers, I had to keep them in the top 8. They look really good. Dak Prescott looks like an MVP candidate in this comeback year. He'll probably win comeback player of the year as well. And the defense looks actually quite solid. Like I said in my picks video, Trevon Diggs looks good. DeMonte Casey is playing like a Pro Bowler, which is crazy. But, he was good a couple years ago. People just forgot because he got injured. At 7, we have the Baltimore Ravens, who should have lost to the Detroit Lions today. But luck from the best kicker ever, Justin Tucker. Any other kicker, that's a no good. So the Ravens got kind of lucky there. They could arguably be 0-3 right now, but Lamar Jackson's been quite clutch, I will say. But at the same time, Detroit, just so unlucky. At 6, we have the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, he didn't look good at all today. He looked bad, I will say, which is definitely a concern. And that definitely lowers his MVP stock. So, yeah. Not good for Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. They're going to have to fix some things up, but I still have them in the top 6. At 5, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. I moved them down 3 spots this week because of their 1-2 start, but I think they'll turn it around. I think they're all right. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. I think he turns it around, and, I don't see any problems with the offense. But the defense, what is going on? Steve Spagnuolo. Oh, Spagnuolo. What are we doing? I don't know. I was never a fan of Spagnuolo, so. Is Spagnuolo? Who cares? I mean, they got to be better, They were missing Charvarius Ward, a decent corner, but, not really an excuse. At 4, we have the Cleveland Browns. They look good today. 9 sacks on Justin Fields. Myles Garrett had 4.5, 2 for Clowney. The Clowney and Garrett pairing we were all but waiting for. There it was against Justin Fields and that weak Bears offensive line today. And Baker Mayfield looked good, too. Had some overthrows, but, he was all right. Kareem Hunt looked better than Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb still led in rushing yards, which is weird. But Kareem Hunt had, I believe, 155 yards total and a touchdown. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills, had to put them back in the top 3. They're just a good football team. I had the Browns over them in the preseason, but the Bills just look so good. Josh Allen. Against that Washington defense, I don't care if they were at home. Wow, that's incredible. The Bills defense looks solid. It looks like one of the best units in football, arguably. Give me the Bills at 3. At 2, we have the Rams. They are currently beating the Buccaneers right now by quite a bit of points. They're the second best team in football right now. I would want to put them over the Buccaneers, but I think the Buccaneers win at home. So I have the Buccaneers at 1 still. Matt Stafford looks great. See, this is what happens when you put Matt Stafford on a winning team and all that talent. He looks great. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. There's no doubt about that. The defense looks great. Aaron Donald looks like the best player ever. It's all going well. And when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even if they lose this game, they're still my number 1. I still think Tom Brady is going to do whatever he can to win a Super Bowl this year. For his 8th. It's crazy. Just imagine if Tom Brady gets a 10. I doubt it, though. But, the Buccaneers, give me them at 1. I still think they have the best team all around on paper, on the field. I think they can clean up their mistakes here and obviously get back to where they are. So I appreciate everyone being here. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new. Turn on post notifications. Like the video. Comment what you think. Sports Expert here. I'm out, guys. Peace.